I want to welcome you to Spiritual Insight from By His Love. I don't understand what all the commotion is about, with the 40 or 50 million abortions worldwide. And there's around 125,000 abortions a day that occur. It's normal, right? It's okay and it's safe. In the home of our glory, we've had about 862,000 abortions since 1973. The National Abortion Federation tells us that abortions are safe, and they are meant to be to protect the women and keep them in their dignity. It is a normal medical procedure with very few complications, and if we put restrictions on abortion, then the National Abortion Federation tells us that it's putting the women at increased risk. Who would want to do that to the 652,639 women who feel that their life would be at risk if they kept their baby? In fact, Guttmacher said that by having an abortion, it can lead to a stressful life, and it does not have any effect on the mental health problems with the women. All in one sentence. So there is no problem with having an abortion, even on the mental health of the women. I have heard that studies show that anger is increased in the women. Sadness, in fact, that they are pregnant. But the problems go away after the abortion in a 2008 to 2010 study. It just makes sense. The church even says that it's okay. So I don't understand what all the commotion is about. But the people who are fighting against this abortion conducted their own study in 2018, and they said women are more likely to experience depression for 5 years after the abortion. Well, you know where those facts come from. And that the women who were refused abortion in other countries experienced a decrease in depression over that 5 years. I just don't get it. Those studies are so biased. Some women actually feel suicidal after an abortion, but some women who were denied an abortion, their anxiety levels went up around the same time as the abortion denial in this certain study. You know what? It's just a blob anyways. I don't understand what anybody's saying. Now I know scientific facts are saying that the heart exists at 3 weeks. But you know what? They still don't have a brain. And the cardiovascular development occurs around 3 to 6 weeks. But so what? It's still just a piece of flesh, a tiny little acorn. At the 8th week, I know that their major organs are forming along with the nervous system, but they don't feel anything. They still can't feel anything. And if they had a mouth and eyes at 9 weeks, with the tongue and taste buds, there's nothing to taste, right? Except for, that saline solution that they put in there. They will get their taste of salt, won't they? But it's just a tiny blob. They don't think. They don't have a brain. They can't feel anything. I don't understand what the big deal is. We've been doing this for a really long time. And in fact, some of the anti-abortionists talk about abortion is an offering to Satan. Oh, come on. I can't believe all those women are Satanists. And it's a form of offering their child to Molech. Now, who's ever heard of anyone burning their child to a god that's 5,000 years ago? Have you seen a statue of Molech anywhere? I sure haven't. They just have it all wrong. In fact, it's the woman's body. It's her health and her right. Just some don't want a baby. It ruins their life, like not being able to go on vacations. It is safe and legal. It is not against the law to have an abortion. So, and I believe all these scientists and these doctors and and the Planned Parenthood, they're the experts. They know what they're talking about. They know that it's okay. And in fact, we do have a population growth problem. I mean, soon we're not going to have enough food to feed everybody. So we have to stop this now. We just can't have any more babies, and it's a woman's right to decide who and when she wants to start a family. I mean, it's her body. So that's also why we conduct sterilization campaigns in the developing world. It's an excellent form of family planning. They don't know how to read or think for themselves, so we have to do it for them. We just come in with our specialists and our doctors, and it's to save our very planet. Did you know about a third of the beautiful women in Puerto Rico were sterilized? And of course, it's reversible, so it's not a problem if they want to change their minds. And we even sterilized in America the Native American women. About 20 to 50%. We can't have so many babies running around. A lot of these people just don't know how to not get pregnant. In fact, those who get sterilized in some developing countries get paid for it. So they're proud and they're happy to be a part of their country to help fight the population growth that we see occurring all around us. These billions of people in our constricted little houses and our one-room places that we're forced to live in. Well, so with that money, they can buy new clothes. It's becoming very popular. In fact, a doctor can sterilize 83 women in 6 hours. Imagine that. Impact it has to help save our planet. Well, 10 died in India, but in America, they paid about $8 million to sterilize the women. So they are poor and hungry. Why would they want to have a baby anyway? They get anywhere from $10 to $33. In India, there are government quotas that doctors have to meet. I wish that we would do the same thing in all countries, like in Europe and America. If we did that, then we can really have a chance of saving our planet and standing up for women's rights. Sometimes the doctors were so concerned about our planet that they sterilize the women without their consent. They are brave heroes. And on late-term abortion, I don't understand. The Washington Post said that it's a political construct, not a medical term. So what aren't the people reading the Washington Post in the newspapers? What is the problem? I am so proud of the women who stand up for their rights. Their right to have sex without protection or birth control. Their right to party. Their right to spend money on themselves and not a babysitter. Their right to have many boyfriends at the same time if they want to. That way, it reduces the confusion of whose baby it was, and it is not a man's place anyway to get involved. It is our bodies, by the way. I don't understand what this is all about. Life is under attack, and it's a desire to stop the late-term abortions. Our lives, the planet. There's only 8,000 abortions that were late-term in the United States, and no one's been hurt. I support Planned Parenthood, and it's good that our tax money is going to pay for these abortions. They need to make money, and this is how they need to do it, and it helps keep our rights. They receive, 1/3 of its money from our taxes, about $563.8 million in 2016, and they are now worth about $1.6 billion. So they can really have an effect on the world. They've made around $7.8 million in 2016 from selling fetal body parts. I think that's a novel idea. If a woman wants to have an abortion, what is it to her? What happens to the body parts of the babies? Well, we don't really call them babies. We call them fetuses. Or, like little blobs. It is a woman's right and not a God's right to decide when to start a family. In fact, this whole thing is gaining recognition worldwide. In fact, last year, both Argentina and Ireland now allow abortions. And in 2017, it became legal in Chile. Hey guys, we're going global, and the church is right behind us. So, come on, put on your thinking hats. You just need to believe what the Washington Post says. It's just a political term.